If you don't know who Sean Cook is, I'm sure you know Everybody Getting Tipsy.
Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar drinking whiskey. Everybody in the club. That's crazy. That's my country number one. I'm sorry.
He knew it right there.
He manifested it.
And it's gone diamond.
It just went diamond, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Songs You Know, and my guest today is Sean Cook. And if you don't know who Sean Cook is, I'm sure you know Everybody Getting Tipsy. Massive number one hit. And was it 19 weeks on the Billboard
19
charts
weeks.
at number one? That's unbelievable.
Crazy. Tied for the longest ever.
How's that even possible?
Yeah. I don't know. I still am wrapping my head around it.
And it's gone diamond.
It just went diamond, yeah.
That's insane. So we're going to dig into that story in a minute. But he also wrote Little Boo Thing. That was a big one with Paul Russell, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Be Alright was your first number one record, right, on Christian radio?
Yeah. It was, yeah. Evan Kraft.
Yeah. Well, let's start with your very first number one record.
Yeah, crazy. Me and Evan went to high school together, actually. We were in Thousand Oaks. We were actually in a class together, but we weren't really like friends. We just sat behind each other in class. And then a year later, we found out we lived next to each other, and we kind of just started making music, and we were probably 18, 19. So that was the first time I was like collaborating with someone. Mm-hmm. And he majored in Spanish. And so he started writing Spanish songs and posting them on YouTube, and a couple of them went viral. And long story short, he just catapulted into this like Latin Christian space, and we toured the world. And when we were
toured together.
We did. Yeah.
What did you play?
I played bass. My brother played drums.
Nice.
And then we had another close friend on guitar, and we didn't know what we were doing. We were just kind of figuring it out. But we collaborated for probably 10 years, just on and off. And then I was in LA, and then 2020 hit, COVID. And so Evan bought a house, and I moved in with Evan in Nashville. So we didn't have, everything was shut down. So we just wrote songs. Yeah. We kind of wrote songs all day. And yeah, one day we're kind of like feeling down. So we wrote this song about like, I hope everything's going to just be all right and everything will be okay. And we stumbled upon this song, and he was doing Spanish, and then he started doing bilingual with English and Spanish. And so the song's in English, but there's a main part of the song that's in Spanish. And it was the first time on Christian radio that a number one song had Spanish in it.
Wow.
Which was cool. But that was my first like number one song. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks, number one at Christian radio, which then kind of like allowed me, once COVID things kind of cleared, I moved back to LA, and that kind of kept me afloat while I figured stuff out here. But
that's great. Yeah. And Evan Kraft's the son of Ken Kraft.
Yes.
Who I've worked with together, because Ken Kraft has a noble mission of getting people off the streets in the Valley. And I think now in all of LA, and he's got an incredible track record. I think he's got, I don't know how many, maybe 1,000 people or so off the street.
It's amazing.
And making these tiny home villages where they can have a first intermediate house.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. He's been doing it for a while. When we had first met, that's actually one of the first like gigs that we did. He was like, hey, my dad runs Hope of the Valley Rescue Mission. They're doing like a Thanksgiving meal for homeless. Like he wants us to come just play music while they, eat and stuff. So we would go there a lot, and just that's how it started. And then we kind of just from there, we're like, we should.
So it's Rowan and Ken and probably a whole bunch of people associated, but they've really accomplished miracles for.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's a pretty, and now he does these Hope Nights where they do once a year, they'll do a benefit concert, and they'll bring in artists, and
nice.
So that's expanding. Yeah. It's a crazy small world.
That's incredible.
Because when I was I mentioned the podcast to Evan, and he was like, oh, my dad and him talk all the time. Crazy.
Okay. So from this song to your next song, what happened?
Yeah. So there was that song, and then I moved back to LA. And I was kind of chasing a lot of pitch stuff, and just kind of, I reached a point where I was like, I kind of bet on myself and the artists that I liked and kind of gravitated towards. And I had met Paul Russell, and I stopped doing as many sessions, and I had met Shaboozey a couple years prior, but this Paul song came first. But I met Paul and Shaboozey, and I kind of was like, I'm just going to lock in with these artists. I believe in both of them.
That's a real decision you have to make, because your
intentional.
publishers, they will book you another day with another artist every day, and before you know it, you've worked with 200 people a year. And
I was kind of like, I was kind of like, I want to break an artist.
Yeah.
You know, I was always like, I wanted to be one of the biggest producers. So like my manager's like, well, you got to break an artist, maybe 2. That's how you know. So I was like, well, I already have them. Both of these. So me and Paul had started working. Me and my good friend and boss, we did about 6 to 8 months of, you know, we met Paul, and
how many songs did you guys write?
We did a lot. We did a camp. We did I've met him, and it was pretty crazy because a boss sent me his music, and then I went to DM him, and I followed him or something, and then he DM'd me and was like, yo, I was just at a Duckworth concert. Duckworth is another artist I've worked with a lot with. And he was like, I was just at a Duckworth concert, loved all the songs, like looked up the credits, saw your name, and I was just about to DM you, and then you followed me.
That's fun.
I was like, that's crazy because I found your music. And I did a camp with him in Arrowhead, and I'd never worked with him. I just knew it would work. I was like, let's just go to Lake Arrowhead and do a camp.
So we made one of those log cabins.
Yeah, like a log A-frame.
Cool.
Brought some friends up. We made probably 5 songs at that camp, and then we did probably like 8 or 9 songs, maybe somewhere around there.
Nice.
And then me and Abash were like, let's just put stuff out every month as much as we can.
Independently?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he had some type of distro situation, but yeah, we did about 6 to 8 months of like just releasing and content and different things. And then
great.
He had, to go back to your question, he had a song out that wasn't Lil Boo thing, and it wasn't performing quite how he wanted. And so he went home one day and completely for fun on a lunch break, just pulled up the Emotions, Best of My Love, and was like, oh, I love this song. And he wrote the chorus and just posted it. And then got like 10 million views in a couple of days.
Whoa.
And so I remember when he posted it, I called him and I was like,
was that on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube? On TikTok.
Yeah. So that
the hook. He just sang the hook.
He just sang the hook over the instrumental.
And
so it just went viral. And then I called him and I was like, you need to come over right now.
Yeah.
Like this is like a huge song. I'm obsessed with this. It's so good. So he came over, and then we like produced the track up, finished the verses, and
it's like the dream story. Like you post an idea, it goes viral, you build the song around it. And then were you still releasing that independently?
From that song, he ended up getting a deal with Arista, and that kind of propelled the song, and it just kept going and going.
But so the song initially was released independently?
I'm not sure, actually. I think he posted it.
Yeah.
The clip went viral, and then I think he got a deal from that and then released it with Arista.
I love these stories where someone independently actually achieves success that you think you can only achieve with major labels. Those are the trailblazers.
It was interesting because he was posting, 6 to 8 months of, and the song that he didn't really think anything of, but because he had been active like online, it just triggered, like it just worked. But he had also been posting for so long that it's like, it was just a cool lesson, because it was like the song we thought was going to do something didn't, and then that one did, but it's you put in the work and you build the world. It's like it all kind of worked out. But yeah, and then it just kept going, and after that it just, I think it peaked like 14 on Hot 100, and
that's beautiful.
Did really well. But yeah, we had met. We were just friends, and I just liked his music and his tone, and it was truly like, I don't want to do random sessions anymore. I like these 2 artists.
It really paid off that you committed to 2 people that you thought were going to be your future.
Yeah, in the moment I wasn't like thinking much of it. I was just like, this seems like the right thing to do. But I think it's a good lesson now of just betting on, if you have a gut feeling, it's like, I just kind of was going with that.
Follow the feeling, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that led to that song, and it just kind of just kept rolling. It was amazing.
Yeah. It's easy to instead follow the FOMO, like everyone else is making it around you, and why aren't you? And then you have to work with this and this and this artist to spread your bets. Yeah.
No, yeah. And I had shown some people like his music, and they're like, oh, like it's cool, like no one. And I was like, you guys don't get it. Like this is going to be huge. And then 6 months later, of course.
So you had a feeling it was going to be huge when you put it together.
I just knew his tone when I heard it. I was like, I know that this is, he just has that tone. Maybe the songs aren't right, but like he has it,
And then from there to Tipsy?
From there,
how did Tipsy
I had
happen?
met Shaboozey in 2020, also super random through mutual friends. And yeah, we met probably, I think it was October 2020. It was an instant, walked in the room, like within 10 seconds. I was one of those things where you just know someone's a superstar like right away. He didn't even have to show me music. I was like, yeah, it was like that unexplainable it factor that people talk about. Like I hadn't experienced that yet. And I was like, is that really a thing? And then when I met him, I was like, this guy he just has it. I don't know what it is. But so we met, and then we made like 3 songs in a couple days, probably.
The two of you?
The two of us. Yeah. Yeah. It was great. We kind of it was a perfect timing. It was like, he was just out of his deal. I was in Nashville a lot, in and out. So he was always like, I've always dreamt of just doing this country, hip hop, pop, like mesh of everything I grew up listening to. And I kind of grew up around a lot of genres, so I knew how to kind of execute that. And so, yeah, we just got along too. It was an instant connection. So we were kind of making music for 3 or 4 years, and I had met Paul. Lil Boo thing happened, right? And he had put out some projects, and he had like a good cult following, but he hadn't had like a breakout yet. Mm-hmm. But we just kept working, and then ironically, it was like Lil Boo thing happened, and then in November of that same year, we ended up writing a bar song. But we were locked in for like 4 years straight.
So how did that come about, the bar song? Like from the first note, from the first idea, do you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, sure. It was not an accident.
First of all, can you sing the hook?
Yeah, I'm a stage fright of singing. I don't want to sing.
There's no stage here.
No, yeah. That was an accident, honestly. Not an accident, but we were working on another song. Uh-huh. And the album was done. We had, I think, 11 or 12 songs already, like, this is the album. And we like were working on the second single from it, and we took an ear break because we were like just kind of tired. We had heard it so much. And during the ear break, he was like, yeah, on the next album, I want to interpolate like a 2000s rap song and make it like a country thing. Mm-hmm. And so we just kind of jokingly started freestyling. We were just bringing up old rap songs. And then one of them, he said,
so you rap freestyle too?
We were just like joking around. Yeah, we were just kind of, I had the guitar, I started playing the chords.
Yeah, I mean, what a skill to rap freestyle. I have so much respect for that.
Boozy can for sure. Me and Evan, it was kind of like,
One of the best I know is Sean Paul. If you get him in the room, it's just like,
I'm sure.
I don't know, in real time, there's an incredible verse.
Yeah, no, I wish I could. Yeah, it was, but we were kind of just having fun. And then I started playing the chords that ended up being in the song. And then he jokingly, said the original, which is like everybody in the club getting tipsy. And then
he said that.
The original. And then all of us kind of like, well, if you said bar, like that kind of instantly takes it to country world. And then we were like, that's actually really good.
That's right. So there wasn't everybody in the club getting tipsy.
That was the original by Jaquan.
Oh, yeah. That was a big one too, though.
It was a huge song. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was like my favorite song when I was like a kid.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
So we had that and we're like, that's actually really good. And then I had a feeling in the moment, I was like, this just feels unique. I don't know why. So I put my voice memo on and just sat it on this back of the room. Yeah. They didn't know. I just like set it back there.
And you still have that voice memo?
I do have it.
I need to hear it.
Yeah. And in literally 30 minutes max.
Let's hear it.
We had we like had the hook, and then we went backwards. You had the hook, and then we were like, well, we're already doing the interpolation. Let's do it on the pre. So we did the pre, and then we did the verse.
Were you on an instrument then, on a guitar or something?
Yeah. I was on guitar kind of playing the chords, and then it was crazy because we like some of the lines in the song, like the first line, my baby wanted Birkin, like he had gone out with a girl the night before, and like she asked him to buy him a Birkin bag. Like everything was we had Jack Daniels in the studio on the table when we were writing it. So it was just like this whole natural, like felt like the song was just given to us, like from the song gods. It was like, here you go. Like happened so fast, 30 minutes, cut his vocal, which is like a lot of the vocal that's in the song is from that day. I
do believe in first demo magic. Like you write, first time you connect with it and you sing it, there's such an authenticity and urgency to it, and
that's exactly what
joy.
It was. Yeah. So we'd say 45 minutes, the entire thing. I mean, we spent a good 2 weeks probably producing it and really like making it special, but the initial writing of it was just instant. But here, I'll find the
let's hear it.
The very end of the memo.
Everybody at the bar drinking whiskey. Everybody eating turkey. That's crazy. That's my country number one. I'm sorry.
He knew it right there.
He manifested it.
He knew it right there.
It felt like that in the room, yeah. It was like a combo of everything we were working on.
Wow.
But yeah, and then we didn't end up finishing the song we were supposed to. But then, and so the label, man, everyone was like, we're supposed to turn this song. And we're like, I know, but like, listen to this really quick. And then they were like, wow, yeah, this might be the one for him.
So from the writing, how long until it got into the charts? What happened in between?
Wrote it in November, and then we did a showcase in January of 2024 at Winston House, and we weren't even going to play it. We just sound checked, and then I don't remember how we all decided to, but we were just like, maybe we should just do the song. And so we sound checked with the song. And once the pre-chorus came in, I've never seen anything like this ever happen, but people from that worked at the venue and other people just came in the room and were asking like, what song is this? Like, what are you playing? Like instantly just came in and we were like, wow, yeah, maybe we should play this. So then that night we played it. It was, the track wasn't even done, but we just did it anyway. Play, and it was like we did it like 4 times, I think. People
no
were
way.
Just like, play it again. No. It was one of those like instant in the room.
Wow.
You're just like, yeah, this is crazy. So we did that in January, and then I think the song came out April 12th. But between January and April, I got connected to like the Beyonce circle, and Beyonce was doing her country album. So then Shaboozey ended up writing 2 with her, and we already had planned it to come out April 12th. Like that was already going to happen, and just happened if stars aligned where he did the Beyonce stuff. That came out in March. He had another single kind of go viral a little bit, and it all just kind of led up to April 12th. But yeah, it was November we wrote it, January we did like a showcase, and then April it released.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
It's pretty instant. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was with friends too. It was like, you know.
Are there some other crazy memories you have with this song?
Yeah, there was the showcase, and then Stagecoach of that year, he wasn't on the bill to perform or anything, but we just like went just to hang. And we showed up, him and Diplo, our friend, and so Diplo was like, yo, I love this song, I'm gonna do it on my set. He has no affiliation with the song, he's just cool. He's like, I'm gonna just play it, you should come perform it. So that was Saturday night. We're on our way, we're taking the golf carts to do the set, and Shaboozey's in the bathroom, and he hears the Chainsmokers set playing the song. And,
really?
And his manager's like, you should just go up. So Boozy, there's a clip of it online. Yeah.
No way.
Boozy just runs up on stage with the Chainsmokers, sings a song. Then he does the Diplo set.
Oh, same song.
And then at the Diplo set, someone from, I think, Bud Light was there and was like, hey, we're doing this Sunday night showcase for new artists. Like, does Boozy want to do a set? And I had all of our tracks because we had done a couple shows like before that. So I was like, yo, I have our tracks if we want to do it.
Yeah.
So we did the Sunday night. It was supposed to be like 100 people, and it was like 5,000 people came.
Amazing.
And that moment, to answer your question, it was like the first time all of us were on stage. We all stormed the stage when he did Bar Song. And again, we did it like 4 times probably. But that moment,
how do you do it like over and over? Like you finish the song and then the audience say play it again? Or
yeah, everyone's just like, do it again, play it again, play it again. So then we just kind of, there's a clip of that online too, but it's all of us on stage, like friends, managers, like everyone. It was great. But that moment for sure.
So back to back, the same song?
Back to back. Literally 5 times.
That is crazy.
But that moment when it was like everybody in the crowd, I was like looking out and singing it, like belting it, and it had come out like a week prior probably. That's when I was like, oh, wait, this might be a little different than anything I've ever made before. But
did you feel like the music world perceived you differently after that?
I don't know. I mean, like me specifically?
Yeah. Like, did you feel a shift happening?
I definitely felt a shift. It was more, I mean, for me, it was a shift of where like you have these gut feelings, you have these instincts, and then when it works like that, you're like, oh, my instincts were right. You know what I mean? It's like you're proving to yourself in a way that you're like, oh, I actually can do this to the level I want to do it at.
Yeah. Were you already,
cool.
Did you already have your publishing deal or?
I signed off the Lil Boo thing. I signed the deal mostly.
Because that's when the big offers come in, and suddenly all the CEOs call and say, come to my company.
Luckily, I recouped within like a couple months. Because I signed it in, like January of that year from Lil Boo thing, and I had written Bar Song, but it hadn't come out yet. So it was honestly great because I have great teams at both, but it was like such a quick recoup, and then it was just, it was awesome. But I had signed a deal, but I definitely felt a shift, with people. For the most part, it was a lot of support from friends and different, collaborators and stuff. But it's definitely, once you have that, it's like the certain doors open and you're able to move a little differently and work with people you didn't get to work with before. And
did you have a wish list of, now I have the biggest song in the country, now I want to work with?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Who was it?
Yeah, I mean definitely like Ryan Tedder was on the list. We've done some cool stuff recently. Justin Tranter is on the list. We've gotten to work a lot. Jay Cash. I feel like a lot of like people on that list that I wanted to work with
More like the creatives, less so the artists.
Yeah, more. I was always like, I wanted to find the next superstar. So there was definitely artists that I wanted to work with. Like, I haven't worked with Ed Sheeran yet. That would be great. That would be super cool. Like, but for me, I was like, I want to work with those artists, but I want to work with the creatives to break the next, the next Bieber, the next Sheeran, the next, whoever, Rihanna, whatever that is. So yeah, so in my brain, I was always like trying to meet the songwriters and the creatives of that crew, and then find, like I did with Boozy and Paul, and kind of break new artists. But yeah, there's definitely a few on that list. We'll see.
So let's go back to the beginning. How did you get started? Tell me about your family. Do you have siblings? Like, where did you grow up? Let's have a little deep dive in you.
I was born in Thousand Oaks, which
is
outskirts of LA. Born in Thousand Oaks, lived in Orange County for a bit, moved to Albuquerque, and then I moved back to Thousand Oaks to finish
Albuquerque is New Mexico, right?
Yes.
What's that like? Is that all desert?
Desert, yep. Desert, yeah. I moved there. My dad's job at the time. My dad was a musician, also a guitar teacher, and my mom's a voice teacher.
Wow.
Brother's a drummer.
It's older or younger brother?
He's younger, yeah. 2 years younger. So yeah, I mean, I grew up Thousand Oaks, Orange County, playing a lot of basketball. I played music in church. Just as like my parents kind of made me
on the guitar or on the piano?
Bass usually.
On the bass.
Yeah, a little guitar. I played in church for fun and it was cool, but I was like very in basketball world in middle school and high school, and so
was it gospel songs or what kind of songs?
Yeah, it was like gospel and church. And
do you have a choir as well then?
Some of the churches, yeah. It was a lot of it was just me and my brother, like in the kids band or like on the stage. We started playing when I was probably 8 and he was 6. Like he was on drums, I was on bass. Yeah, locked rhythm section.
Nice.
But yeah, so I was doing it, and then I had a couple injuries in high school when I moved to Albuquerque, I started making beats, and just like I was, Eminem and Jay-Z are my favorite artists, and I was just trying to, in Kanye West, I was trying to like just mimic the beats that I was hearing.
Right.
And then when I moved back to Thousand Oaks, I got injured and I couldn't really play in my senior year of high school. So I ended up being like, well, I like making music. So let me so then I started making stuff, and my dad was like, this is actually pretty good.
Your dad could tell, yeah.
He could kind of tell. So he, through a friend of a friend, he found, I got an internship with a producer named Tom Harriman. And that was the first time I went in and I was like, oh, this is a job. Like he's kind of doing what I'm doing on a way better level with people, but he's like, it's a career.
Yeah. So
then it all kind of clicked and I was like, oh, I like being a producer. Like I like doing what he's doing. And then, yeah, that's kind of how it started. And I started touring with Evan and different people.
As a bass player, yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up in church a lot. So I was very connected in like the church circle, Christian music too. So I was playing in bands, and I was kind of just developing. And then I signed a production deal in 2016, I think, for a couple of years to a producer, and was doing a lot of Nashville stuff. And then 2017, I was like, I want to move to LA. I want to do, pop, hip hop. I want to focus on that.
Yeah.
So I moved here full time, 2017. But it was a journey of, probably 5 years. I was doing a lot of gospel, a lot of live church recordings, and it almost was like my college in a way.
Yeah.
Because I had to like record, mix, produce, co-produce, track the band, edit everything. So I just had to kind of figure it out. And
great singers.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Good gospel singers.
It was so fun. Yeah. We did a few, like South Africa, we went twice a year.
Really? Wow.
Hawaii.
Nice.
Yeah. Me and collaborator Dave Hanley, we used to just show up in 10 days, track everything.
Incredible.
It was fun. I learned a lot because when I moved to LA, I was like, I knew how to make like an album.
Yeah.
And even though I had to figure out like my sound in my pocket and get better at sound design and things, I knew how to work with the personalities of it all.
Yeah.
Just from having like a church band is so many people, I learned how to balance that. But
what were some songs in your childhood that influenced you?
Great question. I think the first time I heard Fix You by Coldplay, that was the first time I was like felt something like that I hadn't before. I think that first John Mayer album was the first time I was like intrigued by the guitar of like the acoustic and the whole thing. I was like, how is he playing Neon? And like, was the first time my brain was just fascinated by it. And then, the Coldplay albums, same thing, like just hearing the tones, because I was learning guitar, but I didn't know how they, got that. Rage Against the Machine too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the first time I asked my dad, like, how is he playing this? Like, it's so low on the guitar. I can't get that. And he's like, oh, it's in drop D. And so then I tuned my guitar to drop D and started learning those riffs on guitar.
Nice.
And and then was the first two that come to mind. A lot of the early Timbaland stuff, Jay-Z too.
What's on your bucket list?
Like musically?
In general?
I definitely want to get back into surfing, like we were talking about. But,
yeah, you grew up surfing.
When I was a kid, so now I'm trying to go back.
It's my medicine. Anything in the ocean. I was surfing yesterday and I still feel it in my muscles.
Yep.
We had a dolphin swim right through the lineup, and those are the magical moments.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, definitely that. Musically, I mean, I definitely want to have a number one song in like the 5 subgenres of like country pop, hip hop, alternative. Would be another main, like the main kind of like subgenres.
Not asking too much.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Simple task. I definitely would love to have number one in those 5 genres. I think I grew up around so much music. My thing was like, I wanted to be the most diverse producer I could possibly be musically. Yeah. I want to break another artist for sure. I love to eventually, I want to like bucket list. I want to have my own publishing company and sign people and do the whole thing. Yeah,
you could do that now.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to.
Yeah, good.
It's in the works. Yeah.
What was like maybe your lowest point in your career so far?
I would say I lived in the Valley. I lived in Van Nuys, and there was a moment where I completely ran out of money because I was just doing music full time and hustling, but it just, it's rough early on. And I couldn't pay rent, so I had to go to the corner store in Van Nuys, the like check advance. I don't know if you've seen those. Like it's like the check cashier advance stuff.
Wow, yeah.
And I had to take out like I think it was like $800, $900 because I literally couldn't pay the rent.
And you pay high interest on that, yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad for my credit too. So I think that was my lowest point because there was 2 moments. There was that. I had to pay the rent with that, and then there was another moment where I was traveling somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but I legit was like negative in my balance. And so when I got to LAX, there was a loophole in Venmo where if you used your card in Venmo, the delayed payment would allow you to like book the Uber.
Oh no!
But then it would make your account go negative.
Yeah.
But I could then call Chase once I got it back to zero to the balance and be like, "Hey, I paid it back," and they would give you the money back once you got back to, not negative in your account. That moment when I was in that Uber, I was like, this is so bad. Like, how am I down this bad right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was around 2020, 2021, right before the Evan Kraft song came out. It was low. It was low.
From there to the hit. That's great. What are some tips you can give to producers who want to do, or songwriters, people who want to do what you do?
My biggest thing is like be intentional with what you're doing. I feel like a lot of people are just chasing like what they think they're supposed to chase, or like just doing random things all the time, and they think they're working hard rather than like, what do I specifically want to accomplish and how do I get there? I think I heard John Mayer say, he was like something along the lines of, if you have to define what success looks like to you, because that can mean different things to different people. So for me, I was like, I want to be one of the biggest producers in the world. I want to have multiple number one songs. Like, it was very delusional, but
did you write that in your journal? Or
yeah. I wrote it down when I was probably mid-20s. I kind of wrote down what I wanted to accomplish. And, I got like distracted at certain times, but I always kind of came back to what I was trying to do. But I think now seeing it work, it even more, I try to remind people like, be intentional and to like clarify what you want to get, or else you're just kind of chasing.
So what's the opposite of that? It's like taking whatever opportunity comes.
Yeah, take whatever, not even that, because that's good sometimes, but just not knowing what you want to accomplish. And it doesn't have to be so exact where it's like, if this doesn't happen, just to be I was like, in order for me to be one of the biggest producers, I need to break an artist. Okay, how do I do that? And now I was keeping an ear out to artists I liked, and then I met Shaboozey, and I was like, this dude's a star. I love this. Let me lock in with him and not.
So you need to also recognize talent that's not that famous yet and say, this person is worth my next half year.
Yeah, and even more just like you generally like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not like, I think this guy's gonna be famous, I'm gonna try to latch on, and like it's more like I genuinely liked his music and what he wanted to say and his vision and stuff.
So it's really about trusting your intuition.
Trusting your intuition and being intentional with like, yeah, I wanted to break artists, so I stopped doing as many random pitch sessions. And also I knew like, oh, I want to have number one in these different genres. That means I need to be diverse. I need to get better at this instrument. I need to do this so I'm diverse enough to produce at that level across those 5 genres. But that can vary, you know what I mean? Like,
so for you, it's the bass, and what other instruments?
Bass and guitar. I say guitar is my most used and best for like in the studio, like with songs, like parts. But yeah, that's my biggest advice. I think is just be intentional with and clarify what success looks like. Because you could, if success is breaking the Hot 100 with a song, paying bills with music, that's amazing. Like clarify it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or else you just will never be able to be happy if you don't know what you're chasing, you know?
So before sessions, do you prepare? Do you have a ritual? What do you do before, let's say Shaboozey comes in tomorrow or in a week?
Yeah.
What do you do these 6 days leading up to it?
I'll usually try to, in the mornings, spend a few hours, just I'll hit him and see, hit him up, see what he's been listening to, what he likes, and make starts and kind of loops and prepare some things like in that world. Sometimes I'll record them. Sometimes I'll just kind of think of the parts and memo it and take it back later. Sometimes I'll start a track, but I love to like prep a little bit before and have stuff ready for the session, just in case. Like I used to just start from scratch every time, which I still like doing, but I feel like if I have stuff prepared, it just makes everything easier. Because then if they're like, oh, I want to do this and it's completely different, we can do that. But
and have it prepared with this particular artist in mind, with where you think this would resonate with this artist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
I try to think like, what do I think would be great for them to do, like that they haven't done before? Like what's somewhere they haven't gone, or like what do I think might be cool to do?
Yeah.
I'm always trying to just do something unique. So usually I'll look at an artist and see, and then when they start, see where their vision is, but also be like, what's a song like you haven't made that you want to make, that it's like the next wave of,
Yeah.
That's always been a goal. I try to think like what hasn't been done yet, or what's a new way to do what the artist's vision is. But yeah.
How important to you is the hustle versus the craft?
I try to balance it, because it does take like the hard work is necessary to really get there. But I feel like working smarter, not harder, sometimes is valuable, because I've been in places where I've overworked myself, trying to hustle rather than focusing on the craft of it. So for me, I try to make sure I'm working as hard as I can, but I'm also focusing on like getting better in the craft and that side. I think it's just a balance of the two.
Yeah,
to me, has worked well, because you can get overworked.
And so you're with Warner Brothers,
Warner Chappell, Range, yeah.
And when did you get signed?
Well, I signed January 2024.
So in general, for producers or writers who don't quite know if they should have a publishing deal, or when is a good moment to sign, or what to expect from a publisher, because you give them a lot as well, what's your advice?
My advice, this is just my opinion, I waited as long as possible to sign one. My goal from the beginning was like, I want to have some type of, hit is a broad term nowadays, but like some type of big song to where I can leverage a good deal. That was always my goal. So I waited. That was the first deal I ever signed, was from Lil Boo Thing with Paul Russell. It really depends. Each person's different, with writers too, because producers, you can get fees even if you're doing independent stuff, and like, it's tough with writers with streaming and stuff to get fees, to survive. So sometimes you have to. But my advice though is the team, and like you have a champion, or like really people that you are close with and believe in. That's, I think, the most important to me.
I second that. I think it's really about where are your fans? If you can find fans in a certain company, even if it isn't small, if that company isn't very big, if it's a small company, or they're not in the top 10 ranking of the publishers, but if they would spend every day calling everybody for you, then, and if they love your music, and if they inspire you to be good, then that might be your best home. Yeah,
exactly. Because I mean, rather than like a massive advance or certain things, like if you have a good squad of people, that you're going to be successful. And sometimes that's earlier for people in their career, sometimes it's later, I think.
And I would also say a great publisher can almost substitute a manager, for a writer producer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sometimes they
I
do
was
the same
lucky.
things. Their work overlaps,
Absolutely.
and then if you have a good attorney, then what do you get first, attorney, manager, or publisher?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My scenario, I had an amazing manager, so I was able to not rush a publishing deal because they were just so great. And
Yeah, likewise, a great manager you might not need a publisher.
But sometimes
at
it's
first.
different. Other people have an amazing publisher, and then later. But my advice would just be: there's no rush to sign one, especially if you're developing. And like, I think honestly, I thank God I didn't sign one early on. I feel like I wasn't ready or developed enough to where. Now I spent so much time developing. By the time I had a song that was able to get me in the rooms that I got in, I was able to like perform, you know what I mean? And be effective in the room where
it should be adequate to the stage you're in, I think, as a producer, writer. And I think one of the most important things is what happened, like any deal you sign, the question I always ask, how does it end?
Yeah.
And what happens after it ends? When do you get your songs back?
Yes, that's very important too.
Revisions, how many years can they have the released songs? And how quickly do you get your unreleased songs back?
Yeah.
How about recoupment? And
because if you sign a deal early on, but it's a really good deal and you're not stuck in it, it's like, but if sometimes it just really depends on, but yeah,
it could also be a short deal. You don't have to sign so many years. I mean, you hear these horror stories, like I think every deal should have, I don't know what the term limit is, but only as long as there's chemistry and as long as it's productive. I think once a deal hinders you from being creative, it's not a good deal anymore. And then you need to have an out. You have a way to get out of it.
Exactly. I think some people, friends of mine have moved here and they already knew a bunch of people and they had their circle and they had a lot of collaborators without a deal. Other people signed the deal, which then led to them meeting the collaborator. So it just depends on the situation. But yeah, I wouldn't rush it, Yeah. That's probably my advice is.
Also, it's such a different landscape now. I find it really encouraging that on your second hit record that there were so many independent releases leading up to it, building the momentum and setting the stage for the big record. So I think it
was huge. Yeah.
Nowadays, anyone can release records and anyone should be encouraged to first release until they have a moment and something that validates, okay, now I'm going to scale up the team.
Yeah, I was 32. I think when I signed, so a year and a half ago. Yeah. There's no, like, I waited because I was like, in my situation, I'm like, I'm going to have some type of song do well. And I got a really good deal. And I also had written Bar Song. It hadn't come out yet, but I had already written it. So it was like, that was in the pipeline. So it was just a good scenario, I think.
So if there's an artist you want to work with, what do? You DM them, you ask your publisher, ask your manager. What's your course of action?
Usually if I see someone, sometimes I'll just straight up DM them, or sometimes I'll go to the page and then I'll see like a lot of mutual friends and maybe hit up my manager or publisher. Sometimes I'll just do all three. But a lot of times I'll try to just DM them. And then if they don't see it or something, then I'll ask like, hey, do you know like this person's team or, and then other times they'll be like, yo, this person wants to get in and work but yeah, I try to just keep the same mindset that I had when I started, which was just like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
And then I'll just DM them.
So coming back to Tipsy, you said you spent 2 weeks on the production, right?
Yeah, around 2 weeks.
What happened in these 2 weeks? How do you spend 2 weeks on one song?
Well, when you put me, Nevin, and Shaboozey together, we're all pretty perfectionists about our work, and shout out to Boozy because he's very he's just a visionary where he's like but when the combo of the three of us, it's like, no, the kick's not right, no, the clap. So we really dove in and tried a bunch of stuff. We tried a few different approaches to it, tracked a bunch of different guitars, kept some of it, tried retracking the original guitar, kept the original. Like,
did you play all the guitars?
Me and Nevin played pretty much everything on there. Yeah. Yeah. We played, like, I think I played the acoustic, Nevin played the high strum. Like, there's a lot of different, it was such a blur, honestly, making it. But yeah.
As a team, Evan and you, do you do pretty much everything together or?
We've done all the Shaboozey stuff together. Yeah. And we're going to start doing more as well. That's one of my close friends. Like, he's incredible talent. So he had done Shaboozey's album when he was signed to Republic years ago. Then I met Shaboozey after COVID, and I did his like the first kind of like more country leaning project. And then 2023, Shaboozey was like, "You guys should just meet, and the three of us should just do it all." And then we met, and it was kind of instant chemistry. And yeah, so we're definitely going to do more, but we definitely do all the Shaboozey stuff together, and it's a good crew.
Can I hand you the guitar? Can you play a few things?
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
I'm not sure if it's even in tune. I want to hear your 3 songs.
See,
your 3 biggest songs, your number one.
I can play bar song.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
You gotta sing along though.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah. Just a little. Come on.
You can sing it.
It's such a sing-along song. Everybody in the bar getting tipsy.
Yeah, well done.
It's such a feel-good song.
Yeah, it's fun.
It really works. What was your lowest moment in your life or career?
Yeah, the lowest one was definitely I was homeless for like a month.
Homeless.
I know people say that, and it's like maybe they but I was literally. What happened was I ran out of money, and I went home to where my mom lived in Houston, and I basically probably had $500 left in my account. Went home to Houston. At the time, I had started working with an artist named Duckworth, that was my first legit cuts, I think, in LA. Insanely talented artist. And went home, and then he hit me up. As I got to Houston, this was in December, he hit me up and he says, "Hey, I'm doing a camp for my new album in January." And I was like, "All right, I'll be there." And then I was telling my mom, she's like, "You can't go, you don't have enough money. Where are you going to stay?" Just so happens all of my friends are out of town. So no one could host me when I was in town. But I was like, I have to get out there. Even if I sleep in my car, I have to be there. And I spent my last $400 to get a flight to come to LA. And I had my car still there. Mm-hmm. And so I would get in my car, I'd pick up my friend Julian, and we would go to the studio at 3. We'd work till 1 or 2 in the morning. I would drop him off. He didn't know, but I'd drop him off, and then I would go find a neighborhood, actually Studio City around here. I'd find a safe neighborhood, and I would literally sleep in my car, wake up, did that for 3 weeks.
Make the seat flat and put some blankets on it.
No, actually, yeah, for 3 weeks. And
3 weeks.
I probably had
where would you shower?
I had a 24-hour fitness membership, so I would drive to 24-hour fitness and shower and stuff. And then I probably had $100 in my account, so I'd use that for the 3 weeks to just eat and stuff.
Wow.
But I legit didn't have a place to stay. And then,
what did you eat?
Taco Bell, Chipotle, anything I could afford for 3 weeks. Yeah. And then at about 3 weeks later, some of the checks came in for those production fees for Duckworth, and then I was good from there on out. But that was the lowest point where I was just in my car, and I was like, what am I doing? And then I kind of was like, I know I need to be here.
How did you feel when you went to sleep in the car?
Oh, terrible. Felt horrible. Yeah. It was I was kind of what am I doing? Should I just stop? This is such a low level of living. I was kind of is this a sign for me to, give up?
Did your work get better because of that?
I feel like it kind of did in that 3 weeks, because that's all I had in the day. I was like, this is the only thing I'm really here to do and look forward to. So when I got there, it was all right, let's make music. And it was so fun, that experience too. We had just a studio with a live room, and our laptops were all going into the control room. And so everything's being recorded at once. And so I got to hop on drums, and the engineer was tracking, and then we'd send it all. It was a really fun way of just a lot of live instrumentation, and some of the best music I've ever made. Got some of the previous songs we had made. I got paid a little, and I was able to be fine. And then a month or 2 later, then I was able to I got paid for a bunch of stuff. And then I finally was able to just get an apartment. And
did you tell Duckworth ever?
I don't think he knows, actually. I need to tell him.
Yeah.
I don't think
that's
he knows.
Commitment.
Yeah, I never told. I'll tell him now.
Yeah.
Or maybe he sees the clip. Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
That was the launching point. Those songs actually really kind of set up my career, because it was the first time, none of them were bar song, 19 weeks, #1 Hot 100, but one, it was the best music I'd ever made, where that was the first time I made something and I was like, this is undeniably good. Sometimes you make stuff, you're like, oh, I like this. Other people are like, oh, whatever. But sometimes there's songs that are just, you can't say anything. You're like, this is good.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. So I was
amazing.
The first time I was
if that could only happen more often, right?
Yeah, if that happened every time, it'd be great. But so I was really hyped on it. And then I think, again, it wasn't 19 weeks #1, but it was 50 million streams, 60 million, where people in the music community knew the song. So that from that I was able to get in more rooms, and it kind of unlocked it, at least for me to get in. Before I didn't know anybody. I was kind of just figuring it out, and then those songs, people were like, oh, you did that Duckworth song, I love that song, and it slowly kind of opened.
So when did you find your manager, and when did you find your publisher?
That manager was 2022. I met Jeremy and Jared 2021. We just kind of like were friends working, and then 2022 we started kind of ease into it, and then I think end of 2022 is when we really caught a stride and really kind of went into it, and then publisher we had met the next year.
So you knew them before, and you were kind of hoping they would take you on as a manager, or who said the word?
I had another manager at the time, and they were like, hey, we would love to manage you. If you ever find a situation you need a manager, let us know.
Yeah.
And then like 6-7 months later, I think it all kind of worked out, and they believed how I believed about myself. They believed the same thing. So it was a good match. So
yeah,
it's about a year and a half of just them. And then the publisher came in 2023. Started meeting all the publishers and doing the meetings and stuff. And then,
so you made the rounds to just get to know everyone before you committed?
Yeah. Just to see who was like the best fit. And,
did they offer similar deals, comparable deals?
Yeah, it was pretty similar. Yeah, because the Lil Boo thing, I had that song, so it was mostly based off that song.
Because some publishing deals are based on hype, and some publishing deals are based on income.
Yeah, it was a lot of income, but also a lot of even the ones I didn't sign with, everyone was really cool and like believed in what I was doing and other music.
Yeah, in my experience, the best moment to sign a publishing deal was always when a big single with a big star was just coming out, and you didn't know if it was going to be massive or not. At
That's kind of what my thought process was with Bar Song, because I had Lil Boo thing where he was already performing, but it wasn't, there was a sample in it, and there was other things where I had publishing on it and stuff, but it was just kind of starting.
Yeah.
And then I had Bar Song, and I was like, I don't know how big this is, but I know that it's big.
Yeah.
And so that was perfect, because then, yeah, exactly. It wasn't based off hype. It was, they genuinely, my publisher I was with now, they're like, they even told me, they're like, we genuinely, even if you didn't have any of the Shaboozey stuff or Lil Boo thing or any of it, we just like the music that you have shown us, that we're just fans of the music and what you do.
That's great.
So like our deal isn't off of like a hype of a song. We just genuinely like it, but just so happens that some of it's doing pretty well.
Yeah. What was one of your happiest moments in your life?
Definitely when it went number one. When it went number one on the Hot 100, because that was a goal that I had that I didn't expect to happen at 33. I thought it was going to happen later, honestly. And then also the Grammy nominations. The morning of the Grammy nominations, that was probably one of the happiest moments of my career. It's
legit, yeah.
It was like... It was surreal, yeah.
What's a surreal, strange moment in your life?
So Bar Song broke Blinding Lights' record of like radio songs, the radio songs chart on Billboard. I don't remember how many weeks, but when Blinding Lights came out and it broke the record, I was like, to myself, I was like, that's my bar. Like I want to make the biggest songs in the world.
That was a big song, Blinding Lights, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Amazing song. I was like, I don't care what genre it is. I just want to make the biggest songs. And if that's the longest running one, I'm like, that's my target. I remember writing it down and thinking about it. When Bar Song surpassed that on the radio songs chart, that was a surreal moment, because I specifically, like Blinding Lights was always like, that's the bar.
Yeah.
And I specifically passed that song, and it was like, this is weird, because I literally wrote this down. Also, I had written down, I have a screenshot on my phone too. On January 2024, I wrote down a bunch of like goals and things for the year, and every single one of them came true. Like exact. Like I wrote down best new artist nominee, Boozy, Tipsy, or Bar Song. I wrote down to go gold. It definitely surpassed gold, but like I wrote down gold. I wrote a song with a major feature. I wrote down like 10 million monthlies, but like everything surpassed that. And I think it was cool because I wrote it down, but I wasn't caught up on like, if it doesn't do this exact thing.
Yeah.
I was more like, this is what I want. And then I just let stuff kind of just be what it was going to be.
Yeah.
But that was pretty surreal. When I looked back that year, I was like, wow, every single thing to a T was checked off.
What's like a normal day in your life today?
I'm trying to get back in a good routine. A normal day now, I usually wake up and I'll work out in our backyard because we have a good view. Work out. I tend to get some coffee, and then I try to like start stuff for the, if I have a session, I'll start stuff for the session. If I don't, I'll kind of see what I need to get ahead on and start making, starts or loops or whatever.
How many sessions a week do you usually book?
Yeah. I was last year doing like 6 days a week and try not to work Sundays. But I was doing a lot. I was trying, because with Bar Song, I was like, I want to capitalize on this moment and meet, as many collaborators and different people. So yeah, a lot of it is that I've been trying to end early, 6 or 7 is like ideal,
So let's continue in the morning. Okay, you start collecting some ideas.
I mean, there'll be days where it's like, okay, this song is made and I'll want to finish it and I'll stay up late, that happens. But in a perfect day, it'd be like waking up, working out, starting stuff, doing a session, and then, finishing that song for the day. And then, that allows me to
watch television or?
Yeah, I play basketball a lot, watch television, and that's like a perfect day. And then go to the beach.
I love the beach so much. What's your favorite beach around here?
I like going to the Orange County beaches, like the Laguna Beach, like where I lived for a while, like, Salt Creek and a lot of the San Diego. But yeah, Orange County is a little closer.
That's cool. I have some prompts. I say one word and you just say what comes to your mind. Anything. Okay. You can say a lot, not just one word. I say one word.
Okay. I say one word.
I say one word and you just say whatever comes to your mind. First thing that comes to mind. Spirituality.
Yeah, spirituality to me, I think I've been more in tune with just slowing down and just being in the moment. And for me, that's God, but also just nature and just like really just trying to be present. I think, being present is another one. But
yeah, no, that's a big one.
I think spirituality to me, it's just being in the moment, present, gratitude. For me, it's God. Other people, it's different things, but
gratitude's a big one. Like if you wake up in the morning and feel gratitude, then you set yourself up for a great day.
Game changer for me. Whenever I started to like actively focus on it, it allowed me to really like react to, because it's life. So bad things are gonna happen, but certain things happen that I don't like or sucks, or like when I'm constantly in state of gratitude, I'm able to kind of bounce back quicker. My mindset is more, this sucks, but like, let me focus on this. And, so.
What do you do to put yourself into a state of gratitude?
Slow down, because sometimes you get caught up in the rat race of everything. I try to, when I'm like in a routine in the morning, that helps, gratitude. Also just, I think if you are constantly being aware of that, you start to train yourself in a way where you just actively, or I've found myself having more gratitude from constantly having a better outlook on life. I think it's just a habit.
Right.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
First, unapologetic comes to mind. Like just like being who you are and not caring what people think, just being true to yourself. Yeah. Realness, honesty comes to mind. Word comes to mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just being unapologetic of you, what you like, but also I feel like there's a part of it being authentic is also seeing other people's point of view and why they think certain things without it affecting yours. I think being authentic also, there's a fun aspect to that where two people can be super authentic and in music have a different opinion on why something should be this, but then when you hear them out, it's like it's a cool exchange of, you're not changing what you like or who you are, but you're also, that allows for cool collaboration when everyone's authentic. Yeah,
I think also that's what a friendship is, right? If you can be authentic with somebody and they're authentic with you, then no filter, you just dare to suck, be yourself. Exactly. And if you cry, you cry. If you say something stupid, you say something stupid.
Yep. And I think, authentic, it's like comfortable, another word. Yeah, just like being comfortable to be authentic, and it all kind of.
Yeah. Failure.
Necessary comes to mind. Yeah, failure. I think there's this weird stigma around failure where like, I think when I think about it, I'm like, all the failures that I had, I'm like, that's kind of what made me good at certain things now. Where like, if I like, where's the fun in if you just never fail?
So have you been on the brink of giving up?
Yeah, a couple times for sure. Yeah, definitely. But I think I never would have actually given up, but I've been on the brink of like, should I just quit? And then I'll kind of like think about it and be like, no, that's not in me. Like there's no other option. Like,
have you worked a day job?
Yeah. I've worked at Taco Bell out of high school. It was terrible. Worst experience of my life.
Minimum wage?
They gave me my uniform or like my work clothes, like 2 sizes too big, and they wouldn't give me another. So it was like these huge pants and like,
How long did you last?
Like a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Only because my friend who worked there and was like the shift manager and basically was like, please don't fire him. Like I probably should have been fired in like 2 months, but I worked there. I worked at.
And then the day you left, how was that? Did you enjoy leaving?
Yes. The best thing ever. I felt like a weight off.
Did you stick it to the man?
I was going to, but his manager wasn't there. So I was like, all right, I'm just out of here. But it was so bad. They had me at the drive-thru. I was so bad. They had to pull me. Like I was terrible. But I worked at like a golf course country club, like for weddings and different things. Mm-hmm. Did that. I worked as a janitor.
As a janitor?
At a church, yeah.
Wow. How long?
Yeah. That was like probably like a year.
Wow.
Yeah. But ironically, that's one of the bands that I used to tour with. I met the singer of the band because he was at the church, and I was playing bass there, and then but also the janitor, and again, low.
So you hose everything off, or what's?
Yeah, I was mostly like cleaning, like the chairs, and like cleaning the bathrooms and like the hallways, and
so if someone vomited in the toilet or
that was me.
Someone peed all over
that was me. Yep. That was early on, yeah, and then 23, 24. I think from 24 on out, I was doing mostly music, but it was like the gospel stuff and all that. But yeah, definitely worked the day jobs for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we have a little song guessing game, so everyone in the audience can guess as well. Let's see if you get it quicker.
Okay, let's try it.
I'm gonna play a melody.
Okay. Wait, one more time. Oh, I just called to say
I love you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Okay. Here's another one.
Yeah. Wait, a little more. Again, I know it and I can't think. I should know this one, and I'm just not thinking of it. Which one is it?
It's one of the greatest soul.
I know the
still alive, absolute icon.
Oh, is it Superstitious?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
What
I would have got
song.
that if you played that. I would have got it right away.
Yeah, and that's a song that is just like so cool, like Jamiroquai cool, and yet real musicians' music, but mainstream pop hit. Amazing.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, the stems were circulating online. And
I got them too.
I remember I downloaded the stems, and I was just like
crazy,
like looking at each thing, and it's crazy when you look at it how good he is.
How good, yeah.
It's just like not even good, just unreal.
Yeah. One last one. I'll give you 2 notes, and you'll know the song.
Okay. I should know it off 2. Damn. Yeah, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah, you got it.
Go.
All right.
I just need like 4 notes and then I get it. Once the 2 notes.
In the end, now we have a little quickfire question, this or that.
Okay.
And you just tell me this or that.
Okay.
So mountains or oceans?
If I had to choose, oceans.
Okay, hiking or biking?
Yeah. Hiking.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
I can't say both.
No?
For the record, I'm obsessed with both of them, but I would say Prince only because Prince changed my life from a musician standpoint of playing, seeing someone that produced everything and played everything. But I like both. So that's tough. That's a tough call. But
okay, movie theater or home theater?
Home theater.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Water or wine?
Swimming in water, great, but wine, I would say wine.
Wine. Steak or salad?
Swimming and in water.
Steak or salad?
Steak, for sure.
Mars or Earth?
Currently Earth, but yeah, I would say Earth for now. But if we can go to Mars and live on Mars, that might be cool. But, but Earth.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cruise ship vacation or tent trekking explorer vacation?
It's a good question. I would say cruise. Some people don't like cruises. I had a great time on a cruise.
Okay.
Because you can get off the cruise and then explore. So I'll go with cruise.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Stoplights or roundabouts?
Stoplights. I've had bad experiences from roundabouts overseas.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being my guest
Thanks for having me.
today,
Awesome.
and had a really good time.
Same.
And your story is inspiring. Your songs are incredible.
Thank you.
If you like the podcast, please like and subscribe and give us a review. If you give us 5 stars, we'd be super happy. And there's going to be another one soon. Bye.